For the last part of our Jim Dine project, we need to take your paper that is covered in tissue and remove all of the tissue pieces. And they should come off pretty easily since they were just held on with water. And please don't crumple them all up, because these can go in part of the art room painted paper collection to be used again in the future. And now that they're off, you've got a background page and you have your textured heart page, which has to look like a heart next. So I have a couple stencils to choose from. One's a little smaller than the other. One's a round happy heart. One's a little more rigid. Choose the one that you would prefer and try to think about size. This one will take up most of your background page. This one gives you a little more wiggle room. So decide which one you want. And I would recommend that you do your tracing on the back of your page so you can see it easier, for one. For another, that way you don't get any pencil lines on the front. And then cut it out. Also, this paper, do not crumple it up, because you could keep it if you like the texture. Otherwise, this also will go in the art room painted paper collection. Your heart obviously needs some kind of glue. We're going to use a glue stick. That way we can do our decorations on it today. If we use bottle glue, then we cannot decorate it today. And I just trace the outside edge, lay it on the page, hold it down, and count in your head to make sure it's going to stay. You need to add more glue to the edges. Now, once it's on, this doesn't look too dimensional. It looks kind of flat. So we're going to fix that. We're going to find a black piece of chalk and a white piece of chalk. We're going to use the white first. So on the inside of my heart, going to make it white on just that section of the bump. And over here, going to add white, starting at the top of the bump and curving down along the heart. I am not tracing the whole thing. I just added a little bit of white on the right side of this bump and a little bit of white on the right side of the second one. And then we blend carefully with our finger. I'm just trying to follow that line with my finger the best that I can. Now the black is tricky to not make a gigantic mess. So I'm going to go to the opposite side of the heart and carefully trace that side. And then this bump. And just like we did with the white, blend it with your finger very gently. You have to keep control. If you have extra chalk, shake. If anything gets out of bounds and it really truly bothers you, you can erase with a pencil eraser. And then your textured heart is complete.